Tucker Carlson dropped a bombshell report about Thomas Crooks, the assassin who tried to take out President Donald Trump. It drew an immediate response on X from director Kash Patel. So first, let's get into this. Now, everybody has questions about this Thomas Crooks, a 20-year-old pimply-faced kid who was able to get up on on top of a roof and take a shot that almost took out President Donald Trump. Now, Tucker Carlson posted up this video. I'll give you some of the key points from this. From the video, he says that Crooks searched for Trump over 700 times on YouTube, along with terms like Jack Ruby, mass shootings, chemical reactions, bombs, napalm, Molotov cocktails, civil war, Nazi-related terms, and other things. Crooks' political views evolved over time. In 2019, he was a Trump supporter, praising Trump, calling for violence against immigrants and Democrats. But by 2020, around the COVID time, Crooks shifted, criticizing Trump as stupid, mocking his supporters, and advocating terrorism-style attacks against the government and government figures by August of 2020. Crooks had multiple online accounts, including emails, Snapchat, Venmo, PayPal, Discord, Google Play, Quizlet, chess.com, all these different accounts he had. Some of Crooks' accounts were deactivated, possibly cleared by the FBI. Evidence includes videos of Crooks dry firing a handgun in his parents' home. Crooks' YouTube comments archived online despite his account being suspended. The FBI accessed Crooks' phone, his computer, and encrypted apps in Belgium, New Zealand, and Germany. They withheld the details from the public. No online activity was mentioned in the FBI's December 2024 congressional report. Most interesting thing about this report was that he seemed to have been radicalized online by this account, Willie Tepes, or Willie Tepes. This account that was kind of encouraging Crooks to engage in political violence. He was being indoctrinated with all types of propaganda. Now, there are some accounts on Twitter who seemed to have exposed this person. He belonged to some kind of Nordic terrorist group, something like this. But I'm not going forward that. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but he was seeming to be groomed by somebody that's unknown on there and convincing him to take steps towards violent political acts. So Tucker Carlson had made the statement yesterday that this was going to be coming out, and that he was saying that the FBI told us that this guy had no online footprint. Well, the FBI seemingly created an entire Twitter account just to combat Tucker's posts, because yesterday they put up a post on this FBI rapid response, which was just created yesterday, this thing. It says, this FBI never said Thomas Crooks had no online footprint, ever. Well, they immediately got hit with a community note, and the community note says, in the July 30th, 2024 Senate hearing, FBI Director Paula Abate disclosed a social media account believed to be associated with the shooter. The director went on to describe a general absence of other information to date from social media. But as Tucker revealed, this guy had a humongous social media footprint, so it wasn't even in question. But the FBI kind of seemed to point that they never said that, which they got caught with. Now, this forced a rebuttal here, or a response from the director of the FBI, Kash Patel. He puts Crooks case overview. Over 480 FBI employees were involved in the Thomas Crooks investigation. Employees conducted over 1,000 interviews, addressed 2,000 public tips, analyzed data from 13 seized digital devices. This kid's got 13 devices. Analyzed and data tracked, reviewed nearly 500,000 digital files, collected. He goes on to this whole thing about what the FBI's investigation did. They examined over 20 online accounts. They extracted data from all these devices. He puts at the bottom, the investigation conducted by over 480 FBI employees revealed Crooks had limited online and in-person interactions, planned and conducted the attack alone, and did not leak or share his intent to engage in the attack with anyone. All right, so the FBI's stance on this, their official position, according to Kash Patel, is that a 20-year-old kid was able to get on top of an unoccupied rooftop 150 yards away from the former president of the United States and the presidential candidate, Donald Trump. He was able to get up there in broad daylight with a clear line of sight, with a rifle, and fire off several shots. And he acted completely alone, had no help. He knew exactly which roof he flew. Apparently, he flew a drone. And the Secret Service drone didn't work that day. They couldn't get, and then their anti-drone technology didn't work either. So there's a lot of problems that I have just with the entire Thomas Crooks story. We know about the house that was scrubbed completely, silverware missing. There seems to be a lot of empty. I don't buy the fact that this kid could have gotten up to this rooftop by himself and had the balls, really, to take a chance in broad daylight to climb up on the roof with a rifle. How did he even think he would ever get on top of the roof and not be shot before he would even get 2 steps on the ladder? I mean, that's what I would think the Secret Service would be doing. And I will tell you this. I think the dead giveaway that this is an inside job or that there's something wrong here and that I smell a rat is the fact that the FBI Director Cheadle, when this woman came out and with a straight face said that the reason they didn't have a Secret Service agent up on the roof, which was a clear line of sight to President Trump, the reason that he wasn't up there, that they didn't have Secret Service agents up there, was because the roof was a sloped roof, and it was a threat to the Secret Service agents. I cannot believe that she would have said something like that. I mean, it almost seems impossible to believe she could be dumb enough to say that, admit that out loud. Because you had other Secret Service agents that day that were on a far more inclined roof than the one that Crooks was on. Even the White House has a more sloped roof than the one that Crooks was on. And I went to Butler myself for the return rally with Trump to have a look at the rooftops. Now, of course, I was there talking with guys like Benny Johnson. They now had Secret Service agent on all the rooftops. But it almost seems like for the FBI, or for the Secret Service, they would rather there have been a conspiracy than to have to admit what their story is that a kid was able to beat the entire Secret Service and almost assassinate President Donald Trump. I mean, that is absolutely pathetic. If that is the case, and there was no other conspiracy involved in this, the Secret Service should have been completely gutted. Completely gutted. But there was something wrong that day. Now, I will say that comparing this to the Tyler Robinson, you have a lot of people with the Tyler Robinson. Was he helped? Was he with the CIA? Was there Mossad involved? Was there a government agency involved? Here's the reason why, I would say the number one reason why I believe that Thomas Crooks was helped by somebody outside, whether it be an intelligence agency or something else, and Tyler Robinson was not. The key reason, Thomas Crooks is dead. Tyler Robinson is not. Okay, Thomas Crooks, the story ends there. He's gone. Was he promised a way out, an exfil out of there, and went up to that rooftop confident, knowing that he was going to be able to get the shots off and get off of that rooftop? Is that what he thought? Was there some other part of the plan? According to the FBI, no. According to the FBI, he acted completely alone and was able to brazenly get up on the rooftop and take the shots off. But Thomas Crooks is dead. Tyler Robinson is not. Tyler Robinson, now, of course, there was no Secret Service there. Charlie Kirk, is a political figure, but not a government official or nothing like that. He didn't have any Secret Service detail or nothing like that. Easier target to get at. But Tyler Robinson is alive. And if Tyler Robinson was a patsy, or Tyler Robinson was the fall guy, or Tyler Robinson really didn't shoot Charlie Kirk, why doesn't Tyler Robinson, when he had his arraignment, scream at the top of his lungs, hey, I didn't do nothing. I didn't shoot this guy. What are you guys doing? You got the wrong guy. I mean, I remember being Tyler Robinson's age and getting like a traffic ticket that I wasn't guilty of and arguing with the judge. When I had to go before the court, Judge, I didn't do nothing. You got it wrong. That was over like a traffic violation. Imagine they told you murdered somebody and you really didn't. Tyler Robinson would be screaming at his arraignment. Tyler Robinson's parents would be on every single talk show, podcast, news station saying, my son is innocent. He didn't do this. His furry boyfriend, Lance Twiggs, would be everywhere saying, my man is innocent. He didn't do nothing. That is not what's happening here. Okay? Number one, if this guy, just switching gears with the Tyler Robinson, if he was being helped by the CIA or an intelligence agency or Israel or some outside source that did this, Russia, I don't believe he would have got off the roof. I believe he would have been dead. Surely in the pursuit, he would have been killed. Oswald, a patsy, was killed like 36 hours after Kennedy. Done. And the guy that killed him was even killed or died. So I don't buy that fact. But with Thomas Crooks, it just smells like a rat. And it doesn't seem like now that we're going to get any answers. But here's the last thing I want to point out is, why did it take Kash Patel and the FBI for Tucker Carlson to put out this documentary today to give us any kind of information? We haven't gotten any kind of information about Thomas Crooks basically since this thing happened from the FBI. Since they told us about the slope roofs, we haven't heard nothing. Why does he have to wait for Tucker Carlson to come out with this report that has a lot? And I encourage you to watch it, watch the documentary or the piece that Tucker Carlson put out today. But why does it take that to get a response? And they create an FBI response page on X. Kash now responds to this thing. Why wasn't that done right out of the gate? Why are we waiting so long on this? Why are we dragging our feet on this? So there's a lot more questions than answers when it comes to Thomas Crooks. I do not believe the narrative we are being sold about him whatsoever. I find it so hard to believe, just for the fact that you would have this young kid be able to think in his mind, I'm going to be able to get up on a roof that's 120, 150 yards away from the president with a clear line of sight in broad daylight with my trusty rifle and be able to get a shot off before I'm taken out. If you were to give the most daring, dangerous YouTuber out on the planet, if you'd have said, I'll give you $5 million, I want you to take this rifle during the daylight while Trump is speaking and climb up onto that rooftop and just point the gun at him and then come down. That's it. We'll give you the $5 million. They wouldn't even do it in a million years. They would never try it. Because in their mind, they would think, the minute I step on the first rung of this ladder, I'm going to get my head blown off. This kid seemed to think he had a really good shot at doing it and pulled it all off. So I find it very hard to believe. Anyway, what is your take? Did you watch the Tucker Carlson video? What do you think of Kash Patel's response? Is there more to Thomas Crooks? Who is this guy that was grooming him online? Do we need to find out more about him? Who is he tied into? Why is the FBI trying to lie and say that they didn't say that he had no online footprint or a social media presence when he clearly did? A lot of questions to be asked. I'll be diving more into this and the Tyler Robinson on the Alec Lay Show. You better believe that.
You're listening to the Alec Lay Show. The future is family.